A week after Bahujan Samaj Party's Tamil Nadu President K. Armstrong was murdered by a gang in Chennai, several questions continue to be asked over the gruesome crime. Why has the police failed to convince that the real culprits in the case have been arrested? Vanakkam, this is T. Suresh Kumar. I'm happy to share with you that with this episode, we are stepping into the second year of the Hindu focused Tamil Nadu. Thank you for your support over the last year. On the night of July 5, an armed gang hacked to death Armstrong, the long-time president of the BSP in Tamil Nadu, in a crowded and congested neighborhood of Perambur. In less than 24 hours, the police announced that 11 persons have been arrested. These include 8 assailants who surrendered in the case. Quickly ruling out any political angle to the murder, the then Police Commissioner Sandeep Rathore, who has since been shunted out, claimed that this murder was an act of revenge. According to Rathore, the assailants had struck to avenge the death of a gangster, Arcot Suresh, who was killed last year. One of those who surrendered was Ponnai Balu, the brother of Arcot Suresh. Usually in crimes related to gang wars, the police often attribute revenge as the main motive for the crime. In this case, although Armstrong had an history sheet against him, this history sheet was closed by the police on a direction from the High Court at the time of his death. Questions are being raised about the police theory because when Arcot Suresh was killed last year, the police did not name Armstrong as an accused in the case. So that being the fact, not many are convinced about this theory that Armstrong was bumped off by the brother of Arcot Suresh as a revenge. Unofficially, some police officers have told journalists that the genesis of this case could be linked to the Arudra Gold Trading Private Limited, a non-banking financing company in Chennai which has been accused of defrauding over a lakh depositors to the tune of rupees 2,400 plus crore. Some of the directors of this company have been linked to the Bharatiya Janata Party in Tamil Nadu. The police's claim is that Arudra Gold had engaged Arcot Suresh to silence depositors who are applying pressure to get back the money. On the other hand, it is claimed that Armstrong had actually stepped in defense of the depositors, thereby irking Arcot Suresh and leading to a rivalry between them. Another claim is that both Arcot Suresh and Armstrong were paid by one of the directors of Arudra to silence the depositors, and this led to a territorial war between them. Armstrong supporters, however, are not convinced about this unofficial theory by the police. They question that if indeed Arudra was involved, why is it that the police has not gone after the conspirators of the crime and those who hired the hirelings to finish off the BSP leader? The MK Stalin government is indeed facing pressure for the first time that DMK's allies, including the Tamil Nadu Congress Committee President Selva Perunthagai and the Vidudalai Chiruthakkal Katchi leader Thol Thirumavalavan, have questioned the police theory. They have maintained that the real culprits in the case have not been arrested and that the police must step up its investigation to ensure that the assailants don't go scot-free. The Bahujan Samaj Party leader Mayawati, who paid homage to Armstrong in Chennai, has demanded a CBI probe. In fact, Tamil Nadu has witnessed many such sensational murders over the last 30 years. In a strange coincidence, on July 5th, a Friday in 1996, a murder was executed right in front of a metropolitan magistrate in Egmore. Back then, Vijay, a gangster, was killed by the gang members of Asai Thambi and Mano. Subsequently, both Asai Thambi and Mano were killed in a police encounter. Insofar as political leaders are concerned, the state has witnessed quite a few murders as well. In May 2003, Kiruttinan, a former DMK minister, was killed while he was out for his morning walk. In this case, the then DMK government had quickly stepped in and blamed the responsibility on an intra-party rivalry within the DMK. Soon enough, the then DMK leader M. Karunanidhi's son Alagiri was arrested in the case, and many others were also taken into custody. Likewise, the very next year, the former law minister Aladi Aruna, also from the DMK, was murdered while he was on his morning walk in Tirunelveli district. Back then, the police had arrested S.A. Raja, the owner of an educational institution in Tirunelveli. The police claimed that the murder was a fallout of rivalry due as the former minister had started an engineering college very close to where S.A. Raja owned an institution. However, in both these cases, the accused were eventually acquitted by the courts. Similarly, between 2012 and 2014, several right-wing leaders were bumped off in Tamil Nadu. In 2012, Dr. Arvind Reddy, the then secretary of the Tamil Nadu BJP's medical wing, was murdered in Vellore. In 2013, Velliyappan, the Hindu Munani state secretary, was murdered in the same Vellore district. This was followed by the gruesome murder of Auditor Ramesh, a chartered accountant, and the general secretary of the Tamil Nadu BJP in Salem. But all these murders, according to the police, were carried out by Islamic fundamentalists. Eventually, police arrested Police Fakhruddin, Bilal Malik, and Panna Ismail in connection with the crime. Again in 2014, one of the Hindu Munani's functionaries, Suresh Kumar, was murdered in Ambattur in Chennai, and in this case too, the police said the Islamic fundamentalists were involved. Such crimes, when they happen with greater frequency, certainly have a chilling effect on the members of the public. In fact, even now, critics of the DMK government are pointing that there has been a failure on the law and order front. Just earlier this month, an ADMK functionary who was a zonal secretary of the Salem Corporation in the past, Shanmugam, was murdered, and the police have named, among others, a DMK councillor as an accused in the case. Likewise, they pointed out that there has been no breakthrough in the case of the death of the Congress Tirunelveli East District Unit President Jai Singh, whose charred body was found in the month of May. The MK Stalin government is clearly under pressure to deliver on the law and order front. We just had a huge tragedy in Kalakurchi that saw more than 65 people dying. Last year, 22 people died after consuming hooch in Chengalpattu and Villupuram districts. And before that, a school was vandalized in Kalakurchi. All these indicate a lapse in intelligence gathering. Now the government has transferred several police officers in connection with Armstrong's murder. But that alone will not do. Although Armstrong was a political lightweight in terms of electoral politics in Tamil Nadu, the police are clearly now under compulsion to establish that this murder did not have a political angle to it. In fact, it would not be a bad idea for the Stalin government to set up a special investigation team to probe this case. On that note, this is D. Suresh Kumar signing off. Thank you.